Welcome to Taking Stock. It's just gone 12 o'clock. What is it? The 10th day of 2024, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. I'm on my own today, so chuck a comment, in the comment section, and we can have a chat together. I like this little cozy chats we have. Okay. So, what am I? By the way, bit of housekeeping. If you could hit that thumbs up button so more people will find the content, and share it if you could. And if you haven't subscribed, then please do that now. Just hit that subscribe button and we can see we're headed in the right direction. But I want to look at some, good businesses. Lots of news out today, so we'll be covering a bit of that. Any news you've seen, let me know you think I should be covering. But first and foremost, Greggs, they're good, aren't they? They are good. I always find it hard to walk past the Greggs. And to me, that's the definition of a very good business. It's right. Greg's always remind me, I was in Cardiff years ago, and it was a nice hot summer day. And I was walking through the shopping area there. And there were three girls. I didn't realize they were together. All right. There were two girls in front, and a larger friend behind, struggling in the heat. And I remember her shouting to her friends who were like 10 yards ahead of her. And she went, Donna, Karen, pasties. And and she was pointing to a Greg's. But I have that kind of thing that she has, I find it hard to walk past a Greg's. But we will look at the Q4 trading update. It's very good indeed. But are they good value? The food is good value, isn't it? Or sausage roll. Okay, let's have a quick look at the markets this morning, see how they're doing. The indices. Let's share the screen here. It's all down apart from the AIM all share, up a smidge at 0.03%. That's AIM there. FTSE down 0.33, exactly a third of 1%. It changed as I say that, down a third of 1%. Rises Barclay Group, Informa, Anglo American, BA Diageo. Oh, Diageo. Is it the bottom for Diageo? Maybe. Do you know, I had a thought. What's your thoughts on this, right? Right now, the cost of debt is quite high. So we've all been told, and I've said it, avoid companies with debt. I didn't know this, sir. Do you know the best two performing companies in the S&P 500? Do you know what they were last year? And everyone assumes Nvidia, Microsoft, maybe even Tesla or Facebook, whatever, Meta. It was Carnival Cruises and Royal Caribbean. So, of course, from a massive indebted position, and doing COVID lockdown, they couldn't do anything. But this is my thoughts. We are now seeing the cost of debt coming down. So, companies that are highly indebted, surely they'll have a re-rate, won't they? I mean, it'll take a while yet, because they're still on, the refinance and all that stuff. It'll take a while yet. But is it just time, maybe, to start looking at companies with a little bit of debt that's manageable, quite large, because, of course, that will come down over time. Is that next foray to look in? Anyway, with thoughts. What are the fallers today, anyway? Admiral, down 5 cents. Sainsbury's, oh, they've had a trading update, but we'll cover that in a bit. Beasley, Ocado Group's down there, all that stuff. There we are. There we are. Let's have a quick comments. Informa wins the award for the first comment of the session. It says, help me understand how there are trillions available for Bitcoin spot ETFs, but small businesses that are the lifeblood of economies can't get a few million to safeguard society and innovation. No. Well, I suppose Bitcoin has global hype behind it, isn't it? And also maybe the investment, the people investing in it, different profile. If you're talking as a small local or regional business in the UK, then it has nowhere near the read across or the marketing power of Bitcoin, pretty much, because a lot of people banging on about Bitcoin. And also you got a lot of young people into Bitcoin. I think they're gonna be billionaires. And and all they have to do is buy Bitcoin, apparently. That's all it's that easy, ladies and gentlemen. It's not about researching companies, looking at the balance sheets, cash flow statements, income statements. It's not about that. Just buy Bitcoin. It's the new digital gold. It's an easy sell, isn't it? I suppose. And when you realize everyone's thinking in that vein, it doesn't really work out like that. I think once the ETF is announced, if it's announced, the Bitcoin price will come down. Why? Because traveling is the most exciting part. The expectation of something happening is greater than reality. And so it flies towards this, buy on rumor, sell on fact. It's the way the market works. You'll see a lot of companies rallying towards their final results. When you know they're going to have good final results, the results come out, and it's a liquidity event, and it dips. So that's what I think of ETF. I may be completely wrong. Won't be the first time. Hannah. Oh, no, sorry. So Informer. Greg's, the best company in the UK, does less market trading in a day than crypto in an hour. I made that bit up, but I bet the stats are even worse. Yeah, no, I don't know. In fact, here we go. Do some research, someone. How many sausage rolls do Greg sell a day? Be quite good to know. Hannah says Greg's were tipped by H&L for a good 2024. Yeah, projected 3,000 stores by the end of this year. Let's do the maths there. Let's say you do 3,000 stores. How many are selling sausage rolls a day? 100. Do the maths on that. That's what I'm thinking. Greg's is the UK version of MACD's. Yeah. Let's have a look at the results here. Let's go into it. GRG is ticker. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. Get out of the way. Okay. GRG, Greg's. Okay. Bear with me. I've got too many things open here that I'm confusing myself. There we are. Okay. In fact, let's look at the AIM all share. It is the AIM all share. It's trying to rally, isn't it? It's trying to give up that 200-day moving average. Let's look at Greg's before we look at the results here. But why weren't people buying Greg's? What happened in September 2022? Why was it rolling over there? That was a good place to buy, wasn't it? And especially in the lockdown. Let's be honest, it's one of those businesses, Greg's. In fact, like JD Sports, I suppose, fashion sports, they're a good business, When they have a bit of a tanking, maybe it's time to take advantage. Now, saying that, so they get these fast rises like this, and literally, let's look how much you come up by here. There we go, date and range. So it's done pretty much 76%. The post office. Yeah, new laws come in to exonerate all post office workers. About time. 76% is done in what? How many days? 231 days. That's a lot for a £2 billion or £3 billion company. So you're going to have this consolidation. Profit takers coming down. It's going to get back above that now. That can take months, but that was the time to buy, wasn't it? At the low here, down 18 quid a share. But anyway, this is what they say. £2.7 billion company. This is what they say. I've got news. Yeah. Okay. They should have had a pasty there, shouldn't they? Or something. Q4 highlights. Financial year total sales up 19.6%. That's good. Like for like even. But of course, that includes new openings, new store openings. 13.7%. That's very good growth for a big company. Delivery service rollout to 710 shops. How many shops are they opening up? A record. I also see the word record in results. So something's going right. A record 220 new shops opened in the year, with 33 closures and 42 relocations, resulted in net 145 shop openings and 2,473 shops trading as at the 30th of December. Oh, that's a lot of pasties. It's a lot of sausage rolls. And they do say, which is quite good, inflationary pressure reducing. I'll say that again, because I had a bit of a lisp. Inflationary pressure reducing. But yeah, looking good there. Year-end net cash, 195 million, up from 192 million, and even with all the store openings, very good cash generating business, isn't it? But yeah, I like it. But is it, it's a PE about 20, isn't it? But they're opening up another sort of 200 stores. Yeah, it's rallied a little bit, but it's still a good business. It's a cracking business. Let's be honest. Who can walk past a Greg's and not be tempted? That's the kind of business you want, isn't it? Okay. ME says Sainsbury's, a few problems. Anecdotally, I ordered two. I like this. I like this level of detail. This is one up on Wall Street, isn't it? This is what Peter, what's his name? Peter. I can't think of his name. So Peter. But one up on Wall Street. What are you talking about? What are you buying from? What are people buying from? And who doesn't buy from a Greggs? But Sainsbury's, a few problems. Anecdotally, I ordered two Californian sushi rolls online recently. No, 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 no. And they replaced it with two sausage rolls. That was suboptimal. That was no, no, no. That didn't happen, did it? That is ridiculous. That's where generative AI comes in and improve that. They can't replace sushi rolls with sausage rolls. We've had some bad. In fact, that's another. What's the worst replacements you've had in online shopping? We've had some bad. I think, yeah, we've had something ridiculous in that. Sainsbury figures decent, but share prices flown past where they should have been recently. Yeah, let's have a look at Sainsbury's. SBRY. In fact, there's news out today on Sainsbury's. I'll scroll down to it now, but it's rallying nicely though. It's come off a little bit today, but like I said, you often get this rally towards results because people are expecting a good Christmas, weren't they? And then a dip on the results there. But what do they say? Is it something to do with the life insurance part of it? I think. Let's look at the figures. 6.8 billion Sainsbury's. Trading statement. J. More customers are doing more of their grocery shopping at Sainsbury's. We've outperformed the market every week of this financial year and delivered volume growth ahead of market for the fourth consecutive Christmas. There we are. Grocery sales up 9.3%. General merchandise down 0.6%. To the retail, fuel sales down. What is it? Argos. Yeah, Argos. So groceries good. Argos not doing so well. Clothing not doing so well. So, it is that thing we're seeing. People are buying things they need, necessities, discretionary. It seems that we continue to expect underlying profit before tax between 670 and 700 million, with strong grocery performance offsetting weaker general merchandise and financial services. Contributions. So where's the financial services contributions there? Yeah, that's Sainsbury's there. Okay, so there's some other bits of news here flying around on the front page here. We got oh, there we are. Macro Invest in Masterclass with Patrick Armstrong, Edmund Shing, and Harry Colvin. Nightcap records Christmas trading record. One spatial security, significant enterprise contracts. Where was there's a good interview with. Okay, it's the company I jumped into, then jumped out of. I made a mistake, but it's a Cornerstone, and a cracking little company. And what I was worried about was CSFS. Is there quite a few warnings from other FX providers, but they were a lot bigger than this company. And they were talking about, a lot of competition coming in the market, but maybe it was Cornerstone providing the competition. Who knows? But nevertheless, so we're talking about, 17 million market cap company, and growth and value always, and this had it. I mean, this, it was pretty much sub 10 million, not so long back. CSFS. I can never get the ticker right on this one, but look at that, it's a cracking rise. This is what I sort of bought in at, and I think here. And I just got out. And silly me. But the figures are cracking. Like I said, it was, where are we now? 15. It was about 7.5 million market cap, not so long back here. Sub 10. And look at this, revenue growth, 100%. You can't ask for more than that. Well, you can get 101%. But, that's cracking growth. Gross margin improved as well, 63%. That's good. And not only that, they're going to be generating cash. Adjusted, this is EBITDA, not this 1.4. So even if you put it on 10 times, what are they at the moment? They're not far off 10 times EBITDA, and they're growing very quickly. I think that's still very good value. That really is. Because they've still got cash of 2.3. So they are EBITDA 10, aren't they, pretty much? Now, going forward, if they continue to grow, obviously that'll come down. So I still think that's good value there. But for some reason, I jumped out. Silly me. Okay, let's look at the front page there. And Vox, see what's most followed, most read. Valereum, can't see the point of that. They're trying to buy this Gibraltar Stock Exchange. Let's be honest, AIM is struggling. That's about 100 times bigger than that. So and the London Stock Exchange is not doing very well with IPOs. I understand. Kefi, apparently, they now got this significant progress on the Tulu Gold project. John Mayer mentioned this on Monday. That's been hanging around for years trying to get this away, but it's getting closer. Getting closer. Every time. It's not up a lot, though, on this. I don't know if it's risen a lot recently, Kefi. That's right. I thought it'd rise more than that. No, it's not done anything. I thought it would rise more than that on that news. Maybe it's a sort of cry wolf kind of thing. But it's happened so many times, be so close. Very easy. Persimmon, they're up today in trading statement, and we look at the stats there. Dean Finch, who's let me have I make coffee sometimes. I never drink it, so it's just a waste of coffee. So they perform well in challenging market conditions, delivering completions ahead of expectations in 2023, alongside enhanced quality metrics of our already 5-star homes. It was Persimmon, wasn't it? They come in for flack for the quality of their homes, I think. So they keep saying now 5-star homes. They keep repeating that, don't they? New home completions down 33%. Having said that, the average selling price, so they completed 9,922 homes. That's a lot, isn't it, for one company? Fair play. It was 14,800. Average selling price has still gone up, though, which is very interesting, up 3% from 248 grand to 254 grand. Cash, though, look at cash. It's gone down from 862 million to 420 million. They do say down here, we ended the year with a strong and well-capitalized balance sheet with 420 million of cash and 380 million of land creditors. Okay, so they start 24. But they're saying the forward order is quite good. We anticipate market conditions will remain highly challenging or uncertain during 2024, they say, particularly for first-time buyers with an election likely this year. However, mortgage rates are beginning to ease. There's news on that as well. In fact, I'll cover that at the end. I don't know if you saw Barclays and Santander are now reducing their rates. It's a mortgage war on, and this is also very good for equities, I think. So, of course, it's aligned with the bond price, isn't it? So you're seeing bonds coming down. In fact, where are bonds recently? Bonds have been rallying a little bit. Let me have a quick look. Why haven't I got prices on the change on the 2-year? So there we are. Maybe a technical bounce, but a rollover would be nice. So it breaks down below 4%. That was very interesting. So Barclays and Santander, I think Barclays 2 years now at 4.1%. That's a 2-year mortgage. I will have a look at that in a bit, but that's quite interesting. And of course, inversely related to the stock market, if this is coming down, the market's going to rally. Full stop. Let's have a little look at the Sainsbury's figs. Decent, but share price. Oh, it's figs. I meant figs and figs. What they sell. Figures. Okay. Yes. Carnival Cruises and RCCL have massive monopolies in the cruise market. They were always going to bounce back as they have no competition and the silver pound dollar are desperate for a cruise. Oh, I'm desperate for a cruise, dear. Are you? Yes. I like being on the sea. Have you seen that one? In fact, on BBC Radio 5 Live, Wake Up to Money this morning, there was the boss from Carnival Cruises, and is that massive, the biggest liner ever they're launching. Is it called the Ocean? I don't know what it's called. It's called something. But like 7 different zones. It's ridiculous. 20 stories it has. But of course, a lot of companies now, a lot of the cities, I think it's Barcelona, are banning them from coming in. I know, where is that? In Italy, Venice, are banning cruise liners. It's just, over tourism, basically. Mr. C, Bitcoin, tulip bulbs were worth more than the whole of Holland at one point. Yeah. You do get these bubbles, massive bubbles, and literally, it was like that .com bubble. You couldn't lose until it popped, and you didn't want to believe you're in a bubble because you were making money, and then it pops and you lose all your money. It's deniability. What are your thoughts on the minuscule insider ownership from the Greggs management board. It's different with bigger companies because, of course, I don't know how much stock they own, but it's only stock options as well. And of course, you can't hold. You won't have a CEO holding 1% of Greggs because they're not a founder. And if you held 1% of Greggs, that would be a lot of money anyway. But they are, they do have a lot of stock options and all that. So with smaller companies, it's different. That's why I quite like it, founder operated companies because they have a lot of skin in the game and it means everything to them. In fact, Sondrel today, one of the biggest fallers, again, what do they say? Delays. But Paul, of course, we were talking about this. And I said, it's make or break for the founder of this company. Will they get a fund placing away? It's now 5 million market cap. I said, well, they'll have to. This guy's put all his money into it, pretty much. The founder, what else does he do? If he doesn't find the fund somehow, the entire life building up this business is gone. And that's why, founders have literally, it's life in the game, not the skin in the game, it's the entire life, the entire body in the game. So it's a gamble. They need to raise money. It is literally, if they raise money, it'll be a breakneck rise. If they don't, it's a boom or bust situation. But, there's no bigger incentive than losing your livelihood than having to find funds. So, but they've had some delays and they're talking about raising money here. It's been, I keep saying this, it's about momentum as well. When I talk about charts, you tend to find good companies release good news after good news, and then bad, not bad companies, companies who release bad news, it tends to keep coming. So that's why falling knife trades don't often work. And you'll see this probably with JD Sports, a very good company, but can you see any more good news coming out, for a while? So it's always good to just step back and wait, and not catch that. I mean, if you look at the chart, Sondrel, it's yeah, 140 now, 5 pence a share. It's been gutting. But like I said, if they get that finance done, I think that will solve a lot of problems and probably rally very strongly. Um, yeah. Anyway, Safa says 356,000 sausage rolls a day. Really, 1,000 for every day of the year? What? More than that, surely. Is that right? It's more than that. Maybe we should, someone do a Google on that. How many? That's 11. Oh, sorry, a day. Sorry, a day. Wow, Sapa. Wow, that's amazing. They do 365,000, and that's how many days are in a year. But that's an amazing amount of sausage rolls. That's a 111 million sausage rolls a year if they're open 6 days a week. Is that right? This is good. This is good. Hannah, I like this. ME, I like this. I like this getting personal stuff. This is what I like. Hannah says, my brother is a shop fitter for Greggs, new stores. He's fully booked for 12 months. That's what you want, isn't it? It's a shop fitter. You want a contract with Greggs. Never ending the amount of shops they're opening up. I need a veg peeler and got some easy peeler satsumas from Morrison's. Did you really? I love that. Any other stories of that? Yeah, wrong replacements. Let me know. That's very good. I enjoy that. Um, let me just go back onto on the share screen here. Oh, that looks good. Valereum. So most part, SS, it's a good company. I think it's rallied very strongly. It may have a little pullback, but I do think there's still growth is there, and I think value is still there. But you've got to be careful. Technically, it's probably overbought a little bit because it's rallied very strongly. Pennons and a fundraise, haven't they? Games Workshop was there, most followed. ECR mobile streams, Sainsbury's new orders for Guardian, Cornerstone Greggs, Sosandar. It's interesting to see how they're doing because didn't they have sort of I'm sure they literally what did they release recently? I'm sure they just released something, didn't they? Sosandar, of course, they are shopping and online and stores. Stores online, isn't it? But like I said, all online shoppers have had a bit of a battering of late. In fact, let's talk about ASOS and Boohoo. What are they? Are they moved at all? I haven't received any alerts from them, so no. ASOS hasn't, and Boohoo, no, pretty much the same. They tried to 200-day moving average, come back. But SOS, Sosandar, well, they have come down a lot in this from the IPO back in what was it? Back in 2011, was it? Okay, they're at 10 quid. Early the game, really, 2011, weren't they? But now they're at 15 pence. Oof. Wow. So they say they are one of the fastest growing fashion brands in the UK, creating quality, trend-led products for women of all ages. Please sort of provide the following trading update covering the 3-month period, the end of December. Okay, so a record quarter with revenue at 14.3 million, at 23% year on year. Gross margins 58%. That's good. That's gone up as well. A like-for-like gross margin, which excludes the increase of wholesale, was 60.7% versus 57.3. Net cash 7.7 million as of the 3rd of December. So what's nice there, net cash has gone up from the month before. So it's a good year, but now you're feeling, okay, a lot of people, do people sort of get changed for Christmas parties or buy stuff for, I suppose they're going to do well on Christmas, aren't they? So, but nevertheless, 7.7 million cash. What's their market cap? Oh, 37. Okay, all right. So they did do 14 of, let's have a look what the half year results are. 6% growth. Okay. All right. Let me scroll down. Come on, get through the highlights. Nonsense. Okay, so the half year they did 22 million, and they were loss making 1.3. All right. So what are they doing in the last 14? Oh, okay, 24. Okay, 14. It's good margins though. To be for on a retailer, isn't it? Anyway, that's Sosandar news out. Kefi, Steve. Kefi holders are all in a coma now. Real time is taken to get ETH project done. I'm one of them. Yeah. How long has it been? I didn't even want to start with Vox. I was interviewing Harry Adams, and what is his name? Yeah. If you had a year for every letter in Harry's name, that's how long it's taken. Harry Angonosaurus Adams. Yeah. So yeah, it's taken a long time, hasn't it? It's taken a very long time. I think and if you look at this sort of chart of Kefi, you can see the people losing faith here. Look at that. Woof. Wow. Yeah, it's so it hopefully gets done. It's getting closer every day, and then something else comes up, and it's slightly annoying. Okay, so look at Persimmon there. We've done that. Greg's biggest rise today, pretty much 36%, is Great Western Mining. Exciting news. Mill site update. Oh, construction of a mill site complete. There we are. Well, they did 2 million. I remember people sort of ramping those a few years back and not doing very well. Not doing very well at all. Cellular Goods go direct to buying again. 2 days in a row. How much do you buy? I don't know. 1.3% of the company now. But that seems to be pushing the shares up. Maybe that's the only thing. I don't know. I don't know anything else. Sorry, news. This is very odd. CapEx. So they've announced this apparently, right? So superconductors, aren't they? Is that, yeah. Supercapacitors, sorry, and energy management systems, predominantly for portable or small-scale electronic devices in automotive applications. So they are a 6 million market cap, and they announced today updated an IP and appeals process. So they took out, I think, a court injunction or claimed this other company was using their IP. So say on December 27th, the Delaware District Court entered judgment in favor of Maxwell Technologies in a patent infringement case asserted by CapEx. So they reckon this company, Maxwell, infringed their patent. While CapEx is disappointed with the results, it is evaluating all options, including making an appeal to the Federal Circuit Court of Appeals. But CapEx has subsequently conducted a review of his patent portfolio and concluded that the Delaware District Court judgment does not have any impact on the integrity of the company's portfolio of current patents and IP, the integrity and enforceability of its current. So basically, it doesn't make any difference, is it? The patents were made invalid in the Delaware judgment. So they expired in 2019. Now, Maxwell is acquired by Tesla. Oh, so I suppose people were expecting a big payout there, were they, from Tesla, maybe? Um, so they're saying it won't have an adverse effect on even though they've been overruled pretty much on that. They haven't had an adverse effect, but it's rallying on that. But it's an interesting area. I have a look at that company quite a few times, and he did like. So Kefi hasn't risen. Okay, this is good. Saint says Kefi hasn't risen because the can has been essentially kicked from Q4 2023 to H1 2024, and they need sign off before constructing the mine, meaning earliest construction is now October 2024 instead of now. No, that's the trouble. If you're mining, and largely mining is in these jurisdictions that are very opaque and hard to operate in, it can take forever. There's always delays. I discovered that with investing in mining companies a long time back. Don't bother anymore. Don't bother. Because I think, investing in equities is about risk and reward. And there's known risks and there's unknown risks. Okay. There's enough risk anyway in hoping a company comes out with, good results. You can do all you do due diligence and it'll get it wrong. You get it wrong. But one of the known risks is jurisdiction. And I just think if you're in a questionable jurisdiction, it's a known risk. You can remove that. That's one of the risks you can remove. And if you can remove enough risks and there's still lots of reward, then the higher the probability of getting a potential return, a positive return. So anyway, that's what I think. I'm interested in Silver Bullet, but will they need to raise cash? Well, they just raised cash, Kev. They should be coming out with a trading statement. I think they did this last year, and the companies tend to do the same. So towards the end of January last year. So maybe worth waiting for that, But they were saying they're going to get the, profitability on the cash they have. Because if you do the spreadsheet, and the cash burns dropped off a cliff. I don't know what's going on with my S's today. But because they were developing that 4D AI product, which takes a lot of development, of course, software of that sophistication takes a lot of time, a lot of development, a lot of testing, and you've got lots of developers working on it. Now that's done. So they've just sacked all the developers. They've sacked them. But I mean, don't need as many developers. So the cash burn has come down massively, and yet the revenue is going up. Okay, so you've got that dynamic there. What's your thoughts on Nightcap's trading update? Looks like they had a decent, excellent. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, all companies are going to have a decent Christmas. That's not the worry. I mean, the worry is now, like we've seen recently, people are tightening their belts. Even Christmas wasn't as good as people thought. So the cost of living crisis is still happening. I think there's something like, is this like 300,000 people? I heard the stats. I can't remember, but there's still 1.6 million people who are going to come off low interest rate mortgages this year and go to higher rate interest mortgages. And I think it did work out to about, is it 300,000 a quarter or something? So you've got that kicking in, haven't you? And of course, you've got less demand for products, then companies are not going to be taking on people. They're probably going to laying people off. So it's going to be a hard economy for non-discretionary, for things you don't have to spend money on. You won't, will you? I also see holidays. The holidays at the moment very expensive. I think they're going to come down in the new year because I think there'll be less demand. People will start tightening their belts. Almost revenge spend after COVID. People sort of jumping in, saying, I'm going to go on a holiday, whatever happens. I haven't had a holiday for a year. And then all of a sudden, now they pay anything for it. But now they'll be a bit more worried about what they're spending, I think. Oh, yeah. So let's look at Nightcap, for example. Nightcap. Trouble with bars as well. They have got a lot of debt. It's the thing. And yet, so far, debt costs money. There will be a time, like I said, when the cost of debt will be coming down. And you think, oh, hang on, companies will be able to refinance their debt at a cheaper level, which will help their fundamentals. So not yet, though. Don't go jumping in for high indebted companies now. So 11.6 million market cap, according to that. A record Christmas, they say. The owner operated 46 premium bars. Pleased to announce a positive trading update for the 4 weeks. What do they say? Nightcap achieved a number of record revenue weeks during the important Christmas period. And audited group revenue for the 4-week period was 7.4 million, a 67% increase compared to the group revenue of 4.5. So like for like, up 11.9. It's okay, but is it a blowout? I mean, yeah, I don't know. 18 million. So this is 13 weeks. The quarter is 18 million. So and that was only a 5.9% like for like. That's what you need to look at a little bit, because when they're saying 39%, they're talking about new stores, the trading that weren't trading in the comparative period beforehand, So you want to see what like for likes are like. And so 5.9% for the quarter isn't a blowout, really, is it? And even for 26 weeks, it's 10% like for like. It's okay. Group's cash position as of 3.9 million. Yeah, total bank debt of 8.9 million, net debt. So they got net debt of 5 million, It's a little bit concerning, especially if you're going to, a quieter period now for bars, and they've got to service that debt, of course, going forward. So, yeah, be careful because, I mean, it's for bars and stuff. It's a standout. It's you're gonna have a standout Christmas. And in fact, this Christmas, and say a lot of bars were pre-booked very early, but now it's looking forward. Share prices look ahead. As far as you can. How will this year fare? And so if you can get a good margin business in leisure with very little debt, it's fine. But they've got literally net debt of 5 million. So yeah, let's look at the chart of Nightcap. So go night. NGD. And the chart will tell you there. That's what the market think, pretty much. Marx Electrical. Yeah, Marx Electrical. Again, I do like the founder operator business, but again, they're in this special area now. This is very telling. What's happening? Look at the companies now that are reporting a softening. Okay, this happened recently. In like non-discretionary, stuff people want to buy. But Marx has been a standout because they are founder operator. They're doing everything right, and their growth has been very good. But they do say, I mean, look at here. This is 9 months of 31 December, up 22% year-on-year growth, right? 3 months, up 17.8%. Okay. So look at this. So and this any kind of profit warning is going to be hit in this market. So increase market share. Year-to-date revenue growth 22% in a challenging environment where consumers remain highly price conscious. Now, they're aware of that. They're saying that for some reason. Our gross product margin did not increase to the levels we expected, and despite proactive action on other controllable costs, the impact of this peak trading period has had a material impact on our full year profit guidance. As a result, we now expect full year revenue to be in the range of 115 to 118, and EBITDA in the range of 5 to 6 million going forward. So they say they remain cautious on the speed of recovery. I have no doubt this company will recover. It's like, bigger companies with JD Sports, but you just got to time it a bit. When is the consumer going to start to feel a bit more, flush and go out and start spending on stuff? And I can't see that being for a while. Can you? I mean, it'll start to rally before that happens. But I mean, I don't know what's going to move them, but yeah, you got to be careful now in these areas. You got to be very sector specific what you're looking at and the stocks you're looking at, because, like I said, if it's in this area of consumer discretionary where people don't have to spend if they don't need to, they won't. But I do like them because, like I said, it's a founder operated company and they're doing everything right. The Trustpilot scores are good, everything's right. It's just the moment the consumer are a bit worried, going forward. They're not spending, they're tightening their belts. And that will happen for a while. The economy will take a downturn. It'll impact on inflation. Hopefully, will go down, and the central banks will step in, reduce interest rates, and the markets will rally, and then people will feel a bit more flush. So, hopefully that will be the way forward. But yeah, but it's come off like 25% a day. Marx, um, Marx Electrical, oh, Marx Electrical. Yeah, look at that. Whoa! Oy! Yeesh! That's a good gutting because it did recover from down here. Excellent recovery from October 2022. So it is gutting. But hopefully, I mean, I say they are a good business, fundamentally, a very good business. They care about the customer, and it'll recover. It'll take time. So Uh, 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 yeah. Mr. Steve says, Kefi, the next RNS may say a senior broker has rearranged the paper clips on his desk. Yeah. I think it's just really RNS is saying we're getting closer, a little bit closer, nearly there. uh, Rich Dad, Kefi has no cash. They need to pay back loan holders. Okay. Mark, nasty margins comment in SRNS. Yes. Trailfinders is on course for record profit this year, up 22%, best year ever. Have been around since 1970. For your information, RBD beaten off newbies again. RBD. Yeah, I honestly think people do tend they been holiday spend has been very resilient. I don't know if it's going to continue to be. That's all. I just think when we came out of COVID. I said, our family like to have a holiday. We didn't have many, obviously, many in COVID. as if we had loads. Yeah, we took advantage of, we hired a private jet. No, we had, and then we went back, and we had a couple of holidays, not back to back, but within close succession. But now you're thinking, look at the price of holidays, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You know, 10 grand plus for a holiday for four. I'm not spending that for a week. It's nuts. Decent hotel abroad. But in Turkey, we went before. It's literally almost double where it was, you know, 2 years back, which is crazy, crazy money. Who can afford that? I mean, why would you want to be, in fact, the one we looked at, in fact, I don't know if I saw this. We booked a holiday in Mexico, a lovely place, and it's a five-star hotel. And we went back just after COVID to go back there and book it, right? And we're up to 80 grand, £80,000 for a 10-day holiday. Then who's paying 80 grand for a 10-day holiday? And even in Turkey, the one we had, well, it's double the 12 grand. They're only 12 grand for a week. I can't see that being sustainable, those kind of prices. Justin, did you take trips to Barnard Castle? Yes, but again, it was a very well-known way of testing your eyes. People know that. It's acceptable. Jet to, yeah, I think for a while. It's interesting to see what I'm saying. At the moment, good results coming out from. It'd be interesting to see, going forward, who's paying up for these holidays because they're not cheap. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. There's something else. Was it? I think some of the bits of news. Totally. But some of the let me look at the front page. Totally is rising today. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, Totally PLC. Oh, I was there, but they've announced a contract there. TLY. Sorry, TLY. So it's been a heck of a ride for Totally. 10.5 million. The contract extension, of course. This is with the NHS. The contract awarded to Vocare, part of Totally Urgent Care, will run for 12 months from the 16th of February at a value of 13 million. This has gone up. The original contract was worth 10 million. That's the inflation view. Now it's 13 million. So a bit of relief there for Totally because it's been hammered. I mean, so they've come under lots of work to do for the NHS, but I say it's getting staff and staff costs and all that have hit them quite a bit, and delays as well a little bit. But look at that, it's coming down from 47 pence to 5 pence there, and so yeah. Okay. Anything else was there? Was there anything else I looked at? Bear with me 1 second. I'm sure there's something else going on there. Of course, I got some advanced. No. Oh yeah, Mercantile Ports and Logistics drop it, one of the droppers. But look at the chart on this. They say delay their ports. MPL, right? I've had a couple of people flag this up to me, and I've never been interested really. And you look at the chart, it's a tree. It's a killer, isn't it? It's come from what? I don't know if it's been shares have been, but look at that. Even recently, down from 70 pence to 1 pence, and even now it's dropping off a cliff. That's why you should always go for trends and improving businesses. Anyway, so we are. This is a story about the mortgages. Sub 4-year. Sorry, sub 4%, 2-year fixed mortgage within sight as Barclays Sosandar slash rates. 2-year fixed rate mortgages, interest rate, that's 2-year, so it's quite good. So that's 4.1%, I think, but you need a 40% deposit. Santander also announced a number of cuts, also coming into effect tomorrow, I think maybe it's today now, alongside changes to its affordability criteria. They're doing a fixed 5-year at 3.89. That's good, isn't it? But they're saying, it's almost a mortgage war now going on. This is interesting. Venture capital investment in the UK firms still below pandemic era peak. Investment in UK startups fell to 21.3 billion in 2023, down from 31.3 billion, so 10 billion less than in 2022. And that's a little over half the peak of 2021. Dips in a bull and a bear market, you see. British companies raised a record amounts of funding during COVID pandemic with venture capital investments of 41 billion. But there are signs of tentative recovery for UK VC investment as companies raised 12.6 billion in the second half of 2023, which was a 46% increase in the previous 6 months, a report says. That'll keep improving. Start seeing money inflow. And Sainsbury's, bit of a misdirection here, sells record pigs in blankets and mince pies. Grocery sale, we talked about that. They say they're locked in a battle with German retailers Aldi and Lidl as it tries to entice cash-strapped customers through its doors. Saying that many customers use their Nectar loyalty card scheme for their festive shopping, saving £16 on an £80 Christmas shop by using Nectar cards. But the thing is, what if Aldi and Lidl bring out their loyalty cards, which they haven't done, have they? I know they say they're cheap, so they don't do them, but they could do. They could do, couldn't they? I don't see anyone challenging those guys. They inexorable rise the German discounters. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, MPL gets the prize for grimmest RNS today. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe a topic. Grimmest RNS of the day. Best RNS of the day. One of those things. Maybe that's a headline we can use. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. It's nice to have you along, providing the comments and chat when I'm on my own. I do appreciate that. Otherwise, it's like me talking to myself, which I do most of the day when I'm awake. Anyway, and the dog. In fact, I talk for the dog as well. But I believe that's what she's saying. So if you could, hit that thumbs up button, please. Subscribe to the channel. And don't forget the Vox Markets app. Oh, by the way, I did have a comment saying about my spreadsheet. I said I charge people for it. No, it's not the case of that. I think it was plucking guy yesterday, and someone said they'd pay for my spreadsheet. It's not that. It's part of my membership club, and people pay a membership. It's been shut down for 4 months so far. It will be opening back up to a major overhaul of my website. It will be opening back up, and part of the deal is a spreadsheet. But it's not only that; it's actually displayed on my site. That the figures that are on the spreadsheet. So anyway, Amit, Happy New Year, Justin. Don't think I'm too late. Well, if you just joined the broadcast, you are. But you can watch on catch up. Most people do anyway, but they can't join in the live comments. But you can leave a comment afterwards. And of course, the podcast we can't. But thank you very much for that, and speak tomorrow. Hopefully, Vadim's back. He has been traveling. I don't know if he's or I'll be on my own again. But hopefully tomorrow. How do I stop an RSP? Ask support at voxmarkets.co.uk. That's the best thing to do, and they'll do that for you. Okay, but it's a free app, so you don't have to read it. If you unfollow a company, okay, it won't send you a notification. You will still see it on your feed, but it's not a big deal. Just ignore it. Just scroll past it. And it's a free app. There we are. Thank you very much, everyone. Speaky tomorrow. Bye bye.